hate when you get that little frog in your throat and it just can't get it out. So, hey there, how's it going? This is the long overdue review of the Kingdom Micro Monster. This is a great bait finesse reel. I actually got it sometime last summer, I think. I fished it a good bit, but the ultimate deal is there are a lot of reels which they basically call clones of the Dark Wolf Ultra, right? And I really took a long time to figure out how I wanted to do the reviews of a few of these different reels. But this particular reel, I think the biggest thing that I can say about it is I think it's underrated. I think everybody sleeps on this reel. I don't hear anybody talk about it, to be honest with you. So lately the Acura seems to be the one that's getting all of the people talking about it out of that group of reels. I think maybe part of that is it's sold on Amazon, but it's also a very good reel. The other thing that people often talk about is, well, it comes with the second spool that is the deeper spool, like sort of standard capacity. Well, here's the thing. You can get the Micro Monster with the spare spool as well. I think it's in the 7.1 gear ratio that they normally include the extra spool. This is an 8.1. And this is a little weird. So when I ordered this last summer, they were having production problems with the one that has the extra spool. It wasn't available. The few that they were getting weren't really good quality, apparently. So I appreciate Kingdom, and I ordered directly from the Kingdom store on AliExpress. I really appreciate them being sort of honest that way. And so they sent me this, but they said, we'll still send you the extra spool. So it doesn't match. I've never used the extra spool. I will say this, that out of all of the Dark Wolf Ultra, either the originals that I have, the Gen 1s, or the clones like the Genius or the Micro Monster, this one seems to perform best overall. I think ultimately that just comes down to some tolerance stack. When you look at these reels side by side, you really start to understand, why they call them a clone. On the surface, the frame-wise, everything, they look very, very similar. There's some small little changes. On the inside, though, when you look at the original Dark Wolf Ultra versus the newer clones, I hate to keep Attack of the Clones, the braking system is entirely different. Now, the braking system on this, the braking system on the Genius, these two might just be the same reel. I can't feel much difference. However, this particular copy feels better than all of them. The Genius that I have is also a very, very good performing reel. It doesn't feel quite as smooth. It doesn't cast quite as far. It doesn't cast lightweights quite as well as this one does. It's going to be first cast with the Micro Monster. I do have the Verivis Master Trout on here. I'm starting with the Eurotackle B-Vibe. Ooh, wow. But I can't find anything difference between them. I mean, they are literally the same reels, just in different color combos. This one feels a little bit more solid. It feels a little bit smoother. I think the bottom line is, on most of these reels, you can't go wrong, right? For the price, this is selling for $72 right now. This is a heck of a reel for $72. The thing that I've become aware of, though, and why this reel, and quite frankly, most of my AliExpress type reels are getting less use, is as you start using, the $250, the $300 reels more, you start to notice a difference. And what it came down to is these got me started. Like the original Dark Wolf Ultra got me hooked on bait finesse. For an entry point as a beginner, I think these are phenomenal. They're easy to cast. They're easy to learn how to cast if you're worried about that. They handle traditional weights pretty well. I really feel like somewhere around, maybe 10 to 12 grams, you start pushing these a little bit for the quality of the bearings, even the lack of bearings to some extent. The reels like the Aldebarans and the Geckobegians and those higher end reels, I'll throw a 15, 17 gram lure even on them, and I don't have too many concerns with it. These feel like they start working a little bit when you repeatedly cast heavier weights. I was casting a bigger spinner bait at one time with a few of them, and it's like you can almost hear the spool working a little hard when you're casting it. I think for the bait finesse beginner, or maybe for the person who just likes to try a bunch of different reels, maybe a guy like me at this point, I think these are great. The other thing is, I think this color combo is pretty solid. if you would pair this with the Ace Hawk Venom rod, which I did, and get the 7.1 gear ratio, the colors would match up extremely well. That's part of why I wanted them. You know, if you've watched the channel, you know I like the way things look together. Other features, it does have the clicking drag. It does have a clicking drag. It's pretty smooth. It's just like the other, you know, variants of this same reel. The brake adjust actually clicks 8 pounds of drag or so, eight and a half, I think. The spool tension clicks. I mean, so it's got all of the right features that you want. It's just a really good reel at a budget price. There wasn't a whole bunch I didn't like about this. Again, you start feeling the difference in quality, but it performs extremely well. It did come with the little reel case, or the reel cover, which is nice. You know, so it protects it real nice. The one thing I always wonder about these, though, is like, well, wouldn't it be nice if you could like throw that over while it was on the rod? Maybe it's just me, but I've never quite figured out how you could do that if it was on the rod. Because the rod would have to be out here, right? And then it's not big enough to... So, I mean, it's cool that they give you this, but I think it'd be even cooler if they give you something you could wrap around it while it was on the rod. $72, that's a huge nitpick. I haven't had anybody send me a reel that has that yet, so I think that's it. This is a good reel. You know, it's not a Shimano, it's not a Daiwa, but you could get 3 or 4 of these for the price of one. Sometimes if you get it on sale, maybe you could easily get 4 of them for the price of one of the JDM reels. You know, maybe the one exception is the SLX, you know, but still you can get 2 of these for the price of one SLX. The only reasons to choose this over something else is the color combos or the extra spool. If you can find that, they don't always have that combo available. Kingdom in general, at least in the States, seems to be an underappreciated name. I'm going to have to try a few more of their products later this year, because this one has not let me down whatsoever. Nice budget bait finesse reel. Had some fun with it. Ultimately, I won't be keeping it just because I need to make more room for more stuff. And I've got 6 or 7 other reels right now that I just fish with all the time. And so I've got 6 or 7 that are going to be finding new homes. Doesn't mean it's not good. Just means it's not as good as a lot of the other stuff that I have that I spent a lot more money for. Check it out. If you're interested, use my link below. Helps the channel a little bit and allows me to keep testing other reels and bringing more information. So, no complaints. Catches fish. And I don't remember ever having a backlash on this. Knock on wood. So, it just performed very well. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.